Today I'm fixing tech on my kitchen table. We've got a Rock Candy Xbox 360 controller which no longer works, no longer powers on. I've repaired one of these before and there was a break in the wire, obviously somewhere in the sheath, so what I did is replace the whole wire. So I'll go through that and see if we can sort it. So quickly as we just take all the screws out. I'm not going to show this obviously because we all know how to take screws out. So now we've got the pieces apart. Just obviously put the top to the side. Try to keep the buttons in place because you'll only forget where they go. Need to take the circuit board out, which needs a bit of wielding. Now be careful with these rumble motors because the solder joints aren't particularly great on them, and they will come off. So ideally try to keep them supported. If they do come off, the positive is the white and the negative is the black. And what we need to do is we need to desolder this connector here. As I say, the wire is obviously quite poor quality, and wrapping it around the controller for storage or what have you breaks the internal wiring inside. So we'll pop that the connector off, and if we just remember the order in which the wires go. We can always, if you wanted to, get the old multimeter on the end and see what wires what, and then you know you're exactly getting the correct one. But what I'll do is I'll desolder that header. Helps if you take that off. Take all the rubbery bits off. It actually handily tells you what colours we got. So black is ground, red is the voltage VCC, white is I believe it's Oscar Mike OM, and green is DP. What I like to do is take all the old stuff off, put new stuff on, and then suck that off. Seems a bit silly, but it seems to work for me. So you might have to just go over it a few times to try and get the solder off here. I mean, to be honest, it doesn't matter if you're pulling on the wire because the wire's toast anyway. So. What I might do is get my cutters and just cut it off, to be honest. Not going to look great, but saves a bit of time. Let's get that wire off. as you twist the connector, if you've desoldered it correctly, it will the wires, it will just come straight out. Obviously I haven't done the second one particularly great. And there we go. Just obviously need to tidy these ends off. Relatively easy. Just heat it up, pull on the end. Not doing this at the best angle, but ideally just to show you. And off we are. So the connector's there. What I like to do is just keep the connector in the order of how it came off, just to the side, so I know what order to stick the wires back on. So I've got replacement USB-N. This is a USB male A to male B. Obviously I cut off the end I don't need. What I also like to do as well is take off this little grommet here. It's not going to look great because of the colour wire. Unfortunately I couldn't get a white USB wire from my local shop, so just take off the end because it will make it look a lot better when we put the new wire on. I mean, to be honest, I don't know if this grommet will fit around the wire because it's kind of big, so it's worth a go though. If we can't do it, we can't do it, so yeah. There's no easy way to get these grommets off, you just have to pull. Right, that's unfortunate. The when I'm pulling the grommet off, I've managed to snap the wire inside. So yeah, it's gonna be a right pain in the ass to get that middle wire out. But let's get some pliers and just try and pull it out. I might give up on this and do it later, but yeah, not the great start, to be honest. But yeah, we need to cut off this this end we don't need, because obviously that end doesn't fit the Xbox, so yeah, cut it off. Now when you're trimming the end off, obviously you need to measure how much slack you're going to need. It's better to cut more than you're actually going to need, because you can always trim down your little bits at the end. So okay, so we've got obviously some shielding on this. And looking at those wires, I think I might be able to fit them through the grommets once we get going. So yeah, hopefully we should be alright with that. And in that case, if I'm going through the grommet, I need to trim off a little bit more, because I'm not going to have the casing going through the grommet, so just a little bit more of the plastic off. We obviously don't need all this braid on there, because that's just to protect the wire from kinks and what have you, and from any interference that you might get from other appliances. But you've got to be careful with this stuff, because if it touches your circuit board, it's going to cause absolute havoc, especially because it's long and strandy, and yeah, a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. So make sure when you are trimming it down, you just pinch it all into one bit, make sure you get all the little strands, and then you can keep control of them. Right, so we've got our trim it off. Got our wires, handily same colour as what we had before. Don't always go by the colour of the wire, because you might end up being wrong, but I have tested it, so this is the colours that we're going to get. So if you remember what we had, let me correct the connector, black at the top, that would be positive, bit of misnomer there, so black top, red, white and then green. So just trim those wires. What's always good as well is once you do solder it on, don't put the case on, because you can always test it then. Now, I always use my teeth for stripping wires. Done it for years. My dad did it before me, and no doubt his dad did it before him, so don't worry about that. particularly great one on the green, so let's get another trim. Okay, twist up your wires so you can get them in the holes. Okay, and as I say, I'm just going to quickly, in fact no I'm not, what I'm going to do is I'll put the grommet on first, so when they are soldered on and it does work, don't have to worry about threading the wires again. Make sure you put the grommet on the right way around. Should have done this before I stripped it, to be honest. But we'll get it in there. Okay, I've managed, after much shouting and cursing and what have you, managed to get the grommet back on the wire, or on the new wire. So it's just a case of soldering the new USB lead to the circuit board. So just doing one at a time, remembering the colour order. If the colours are correct, as I said before, sometimes the colours aren't correct and you have to use the old multimeter just to double checks, but hopefully I can just thread these bad boys through. It's never going to be that easy though, is it? And then soldering should be a lot easier, so yeah, I'm just going to tidy these up. I might just chop them and get rid of all the straddly ends. Unfortunately, all the ends got a bit knackered when forcing it through the grommets, but yeah, just leave it with me and I'll be back once I've right. Okay, now I've got all those through. Just solder them on. I've just realised that I might be pushing them through the wrong end. No, I think I've got the right end. Obviously you want the wire to go in the same end as it was to the connector. But if I'm wrong, it'll take me 2 minutes to swap it over. Okay, so that's quickly soldered on, nicely soldered. Yeah. Just get that straggler from the red one, because that is being a pain. What you might want to do is just get a bit of hot glue, just to stop it all shorting out and keeping all secure. Just dab that across there. But I'm gonna plug this into my PC, make sure it works. Obviously, because it is wired, you can use it on the PC. So yeah, back in a second. Well, it did work. All it was is just a case of popping it all back together, and yeah, that's it really. Brand new lead, nice long one as well, on the Rock Candy, and 100% working now. It wasn't even powering on before, so yeah, great. So see you next time on Fixing Tech on My Kitchen Table, where we'll hopefully find something else to fix.